Hello and welcome back. I want to wish everyone a happy whatever you're celebrating, and I'd love to know what you guys are doing for the holidays this year. I will be eating an amazing quantity of turkey, and I'm cooking for a rather large number of people, so lots of alcohol will be involved. Hi! Now, the new Aquaman movie came out, and it's been not well received. And I firmly believe it's a limp out for the DCEU, which had a lot of potential. And now I'm in the minority that there are a lot of films that I like in that. There are some that I don't. But I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to just talk about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So I'm not even going to be bothered to seeing it because there is no point at this point. Numbers aren't well. The studio aren't promoting it. There's rumours of an embargo on the numbers and kind to keep AH out of the promotion because she's very bad for business. And I'm going to say this, the studio that dropped Johnny the second allegations came out, but now it's like the whole thing, but they didn't drop her. They should have recast her with the girl who plays Daenerys in Game of Thrones. Far more competent, far stronger actress with better chemistry to Momoa. My God, I'm tired. Hello. Now, what I find very interesting is that this whole film, it's been countless reshoots, it's been countless redos. There's a whole list of things. There's a lot has gone down. Production nightmare, and it's been delayed. And then The Flash happened. Again, Warner Brothers supporting another problematic actor, which I find very strange in the whole universe of things. Now, a friend of mine went to see a preview screening, and this is his takeaway from it. The film is boring. The action scenes are really good, but the actual film is boring. And it just honestly feels. It's just. Everyone has said it. It's just a boring film. Now, the whole thing with this whole situation is that AH's career is basically over at this point. And I do feel like people would have been kinder to this movie if she wasn't in it. And that's ultimately the thing with the whole situation. You know, domestic abuse is a horrible situation, and having been there in the past, I can tell you that there is a lot of other stuff that goes down, and it's very interesting because if AH had been a man, it would have been instant, cut and dry, and the cult that has appeared around AH on social media is disturbing, dangerous, willingly spreading misinformation, attacking people, and it's so funny just watching these people. I'm buying all these seats to this movie, like, but not bothering with it. It's just fascinating. That I know they cut down a lot of her performance, but it feels like now the DCU is just over. That's the whole thing. At this point, it's done and dusted, and I feel like it just needs to breathe. I really enjoyed the first Aquaman movie, and I actually quite liked a lot of the DCU. I love the Snyder Cut. I do love Man of Steel. Despite having problems with it, I like that movie. I like the Snyder Cut, and I like Batman v Superman. The actual extended edition, the theatrical version, was atrocious, which is a problem. And we pretend the Justice League movie with the wonderful and equally as problematic Joss Whedon didn't happen. I mean, it's it's honestly just this whole situation is bad, and I think the fact the studio very clearly had no faith in this project. Like, promotion has been minimal. The film is generic, and it just honestly feels like it's just pointless. I'm looking at the IMDb reviews, and they're quite interesting. Felt like Aquaman had a day at Disneyland, going into a different kind of movie theater ride. Horrendous bag of cliches. And the positive reviews seem to be more middling. That's the best way to describe it. A lot of people saying fun and entertaining, but it's interesting seeing people's opinions. There's a couple of 9 and 10 stars, but I think most of the reviews are middling to bad, just looking at these numbers. And this one's quite funny. Save the best for last, another worthy sequel. I think it's... I think the problem is, and this one put it straight to point actually, some fun moments, but ultimately just another CGI-fueled superhero movie. Film opens on a high, and there's some fun comic moments, mainly thanks to Jason Momoa's performance. You know, it's interesting because I feel like this film could have been a nice hurrah, and given the fact that I really enjoyed the first film, I'm not going to see this one until it's out on streaming or something, or it leaks on the internet. If you want a review, tell me. It just honestly is a pointless movie because it was always doomed. The second they decided to keep in the film, it was doomed. And they could have turned out the best movie on the planet, but obviously with it wouldn't have done well because of people's and public opinion of which is rightfully so, because again it's showing a lot of hypocrisy in studios and film stuff and so on. Because if was a man, she would have been blacklisted already, and it would have been quite interesting to see. My feelings are that, honestly, we should have got the sequel to Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that should have been the end. That should have been the end of the films. They should have done that, and I think it's clearly showing Warner Brothers' hypocrisy, lack of faith in the film is screaming through the fact that so many tickets are available, and one person said he booked seats to see it and said, I could have had any seat I want, and there's no changes. There's 4 people in the room. Like, this is just doomed. That's it. And it was very clearly just, yeah, that's the best way to describe it. It's bizarre, isn't it? And I do wonder what's next. I do wonder what happened. I don't think things are going to be particularly stable for the film studio, and I think film studios are in trouble, and it's very, very obvious. And I think this movie is just a coffin nail. That's the best way to describe it. It's unfortunate, but I think it was always doomed to fail because of hypocrisy, and many other things. And I do prefer more adult tone superhero movies. I don't like kind of family friendly kids affair. But there we go. So tell me what you think in the comments below. I will talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas or whatever you're celebrating. And I have some really fun videos coming up after Christmas as well. Obviously, there's going to be no video on Christmas Day because Christmas Day. I don't work. Talk to you later. Bye.